That would be amazing.
You know how I keep saying tension needs to exist for a show to be good, and how Slice of Life just doesn't have much of it to make me care? Most of you argue that Slice of Life has tension even when it doesn't involve the fate of the universe. Some cute girls trying to win in a school competition can be as exciting as giant robots protecting Earth from aliens. Then I keep saying how the stakes need to be high so the conflict can feel significant and rewarding, only to see most of you arguing how the hundreds of mecha series of the past are as easy to forget as the hundreds of moe shows we are getting today. High stakes do not make a difference if a show is equally forgettable with or without them. It's all a matter of perspective. And that perspective is what I want to clarify when it comes to how the mentality of the average viewer changed since I was a kid. Shows that take it easy are better than shows that take themselves too seriously when the core audience watches them for a relaxation. That is the case with a big portion of anime nowadays compared to when I was a kid. My generation was watching them for excitement. This generation is watching them for some relief from a world that went crazy. I mean, my generation also had the whole dementia about a possible nuclear holocaust or pollution destroying the world, but things were fairly black and white. We knew whom to cheer for and whom to boo when watching fiction. This is not the case anymore. The world became sensitive and easy to trigger. People getting murdered for making a sketch of Mohammed, feminists demanding the impossible when it comes to respect, the elections of America being about picking the least horrible candidate instead of the most capable. This has crawled into fiction. You can't read a recent comic book without feeling it is meant to depress you instead of inspire you. I'm all in favor of grey characters and ambiguous morality, but not when it's done to this degree. The average person will not touch recent comic books exactly because they are going to make him feel worse instead of better. I mean, most retro anime were full of mass destruction and the death of millions, but they were still fun, mostly because they were simpler and more direct on what they were about. There are exceptions, of course. Not everything is bleak and depressing nowadays. Many shows are still fun, but in a completely different way. The crafty and cerebral way is not that appreciated today, despite being far superior to childish cartoons of the 80s. The reason being the changing social demands. When I was growing up, if you knew 2 languages and had finished high school, you had a secure job with a big salary. It didn't require that much studying, and most of us were playing video games or watching action series for most of the day. Not anymore. The demands have multiplied several times since then, and people of today are forced to study and work way harder than they used to. Not in the physical sense, since machines and computers have made most activities easier, but in the effort required to get things done and be the one chosen amongst millions of others. This means a lot less free time and a lot more anxiety and frustration.
The embarrassing, cringeworthy reaction to my review. A lot of them are sobbing openly, because that's a very reasonable response to detailed criticism of somebody's favourite toy. Which means literally fucking nothing to people who don't live in a world of pathetically low stakes. But apparently it was the world to the kind of people who think this is a sensible response to a fucking 7 out of 10. A good score.
So what are these kind of people going to choose when they want to relax? An unfunny comic book about miserable superheroes? Cerebral theme exploration? Or cute girls doing cute things? Why pick the one that will probably trigger someone and stress their minds even further than reality already does? And that is the main reason of why younger folks don't understand when I complain about modern anime being worse to retro. They are not exciting anymore. They either try to make your mind go blank or make you overthink the plot through mystery boxes, which turn out to be bullshit once the truth comes out. It's a case of generational gap where I seek exciting action after watering tomatoes all day, whereas they seek to jerk off to some moe blob after 10 hours of studying.
Seriously, get your shit together, because right now you're all being so fucking precious, so fragile.
I see a lot of people were not particularly happy. My deepest and most sincere apologies.
I keep saying how shows need tension and high stakes to be interesting, and I often find people replying how those do not guarantee you will like the characters. The whole universe can be at stake and the protagonist can be bored or uncaring. This is why many prefer to focus on how much the protagonist struggles to surpass an obstacle instead of how much is at stake. The more he struggles, the more satisfactory the ending would be if he succeeds, even if nothing much would be lost if he failed. I am not fond of that concept since characters can act like first world spoiled crybabies and will get a pass simply for overreacting to an otherwise mundane situation, but let's roll with it for the sake of making a point. Although the struggle and payoff gimmick works for fans of shows where nothing of significance ever happens, there is still the issue of suffering. The more someone struggles, the more he also suffers in the process of overcoming a conflict. I can understand that. No pain, no gain, as they say. What is often mistaken by most is how struggle means suffering but not the other way around. Suffering does not always mean struggle. It's fine to see the amount of pain being proportionate to the amount of effort someone puts into achieving a gain, as if it's a form of motivation, but that is not always the case. Lots of people in fiction and in reality remain passive no matter what happens to them. It's what we end up calling misery porn or torture porn. People suffer for the sake of suffering. Yes, it shows what a cruel place the world is, but without something coming out of it, other than making the audience sad, it is mean and manipulative. My point is there is no actual tension if the characters are only suffering and don't do something about it, since nothing will come out of it besides making you feel like shit. High stakes also don't mean tension if the characters are boring or the script is a shit. Struggle is what creates tension or suffering, and high stakes multiply the tension, since it's no longer just about some cute girl not winning in a music contest because it didn't eat enough cookies.
The tantrum that's continuing over a 7 out of 10 is some of the most undignified crap I've seen.
That would be amazing.
Fake tension is what incompetent authors are using when they are unable to let a story flow naturally. These tricks are usually hidden when you are watching a show for the first time and only become apparent late in the story. In retrospect, they are destroying a series for betraying the trust of the viewer. Here is a list of the most famous ones. Number 1. Fake deaths. In a recent interview, the mangaka of Fairy Tail said that he is not refusing to kill his characters, nor is he resurrecting them. He's just making it seem they are dead without confirming it, so he can present them as alive soon afterwards. This is not a druggable situation where death has no meaning since everybody can be wished back. It's when the author fools us to think he killed someone, which may seem exciting the first time you watch a show, but has absolutely no tension in a rerun, meaning in retrospect it completely destroys any series that abuses it. Number 2. Fake threat level. In the final episodes of Thunderbolt Fantasy, the good guys revealed to be way more powerful than they seemed at first. They were holding back the whole time. In retrospect, this completely destroyed the tension of a series where the bad guys seem to be unstoppable. This is not a case where the heroes gain power-ups and overcome the threat. They always had it and they were simply not using it for plot convenience, making it boring to rewatch the show. Number 3. Fake drama. In the final episodes of Orange, it is revealed that everybody had received letters from the future and that they should all work together to prevent the death of their friend. They all knew it since the very beginning and they all did nothing throughout the whole show for the sake of prolonging a drama that could be solved right away. This is not a case where the characters don't know what to do. They know and simply don't do anything for the sake of maximizing the emotional pornography, thus becoming jerks in retrospect and completely ruining the show. Number 4. Fake intelligence. In the final episodes of Terror in Resonance, the terrorists reveal that their master plan was to attract the attention of the media before detonating the final bomb. Something which made no sense since they would have attracted it regardless of the stupid riddles they were throwing around the whole time. This in retrospect made them look like idiots instead of geniuses and destroyed the credibility of the series. Number 5. Fake mystery. In the final episodes of Erased, the killer revealed himself and was the one everybody suspected since there were no other suspects. What was the point of calling it a mystery when there were no suspects and the protagonist did nothing to expose him? In retrospect, it destroyed the show. Number 6. Fake romance. In Sword Art Online, all the chicks fall in love with Kirito right away and without a good reason. Then there is a cringy part where they are all lovey-dovey at a cabin in the woods where you are constantly wondering where is the chemistry between these people? Why do they love each other? Everything happened out of screen and the author tried to excuse it with constant time skips that could have any outcome he wanted. And number 7. Fake ideals. In Naruto, the protagonist is supposed to be the underdog who needs to work hard to prove his point. The entire show was built around this concept and then it's contradicted by revealing that he was the chosen one who would win even if he didn't do anything. This is not a case where the hero's ideals changed along the way because of things he realized. He was always the chosen one, which in retrospect makes the entire series pretentious.
No! 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 Oh, God! Oh, Fineb, what are you hyping up now? Someone get me a hanky. I can't stop the emotions right now. I wanna cry. I wanna cry! Shut your fat ass up. I can't deal with this right now. The amount of emotion. Universe 6 is gone! Whichever universe wins, they get the Super Dragon Balls, they can wishing everybody back. Hey, Hippie-Kai, we've come to really appreciate these characters. I don't even know shit about the 2 new Namekians, right? Pernida, whatever the hell their names are. Goodbye! Get out of here, bro. Get me the fucking towers, dog. I can't do it. I can't. They're probably gonna get wished back. Look at who is dying. Champa, brother of Beerus, bro. Imagine how Beerus is gonna react. I would not be surprised if Beerus used his wish to wish everybody back. We're losing Hit, bro. Hit! We know he's gonna wish everybody back.
That would be amazing.
The Promised Neverland gets an anime announcement.
This is big, exciting news.
The Promised Neverland does not have that excitement it once had.
So good to hear.
Every single chapter ends off in a cliffhanger. We've all kind of grown accustomed to this.
The fact that we're getting it this early and it's not even 100 chapters proves just how amazing this series is.
Many have now come to expect that the cliffhanger is just there to be there.
This is gonna be big stuff.
For just a troll reason or just to make you read the next chapter, even though nothing really major would happen.
The creator of One Piece, Oda himself recommends this series. Somebody of his caliber gave recommendations to this series. That's just amazing.
The Promised Neverland has kind of lost its steam because the writer was thriving off of the cliffhangers. It has so much potential to be amazing. They're no longer as good. You expect that there's not really going to be much crazy things happening next week. The story, to the suspense, to the thriller scenes and all that, it's great. He needs to figure out a way to spice it up and give us something that doesn't just rely on the way a chapter ends. The Promised Neverland is a good series. It really is. And I'm pretty excited for it. But where's that chapter review? Where's them chapter reviews? Does not have that excitement it once had.
That would be amazing.